Let's just close the door. Let's do that again. Sorry. Just can I pause that? Yeah. What is it? Do we know?
Solid oak.
Solid oak?
Yeah.
Apartment behind me. Welcome to another installment of Property Vlogs. Today I'm so excited to show you this brand new property behind me, which brings together a fantastic modern box clad in wood and metal against this traditional backdrop of this kind of industrial heritage property together in one property. Right, so we are actually in the Jewelleryquarter, which is in the heart of Birmingham city centre, UK. This particular location, it's actually 5 minutes walk from the Jewelleryquarter train station. And you know, the Jewelleryquarter is known for heritage, history and industry. So let's look at the specs of this property. It's a 3-bedroom property with 4 bathrooms, yes, and it's got its own private garage and 2 external spaces all to itself. So if that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned and we'll tour the whole thing together. All right, come on and let's look. Welcome home and come inside. Let's get nice and cozy in your beautiful hallway. So, the first thing you're going to notice when you're in here is this beautiful coir matting on the floor. It's been inlaid kind of flush with the rest of the flooring. Now, I haven't seen that before done in this kind of way. They've also gone with a kind of a natural tone coir matting, so it really complements the actual colour of the wood really nicely. I also love this front door. It's got a viewing pane right in the middle. It's very contemporary and it looks like it's solid wood as well, with this really kind of contemporary long handle as well. So that's your front door. Coming straight into this hallway, you're going to see a few other doors leading off the hallway. Let's check the first one. So to my right, or right in front of you, is going to be your garage. So one of the unique things about this property is that you come straight off into your private entrance, and then you have these double doors done in a very kind of beautiful barn style kind of look, traditional actually, not barn style, traditional look, and those open up and then you can bring your car here or bicycle or anything else. And also it doubles up as great functional space for storage. If you have a craft or a small business or something else, like maybe you want to practice your music, you can basically do it in here, and it's a fantastic addition. It's very rare to find a property of this spec having its own dedicated private garage. So I just wanted to point also, the developer's done a fantastic job in making sure these doors are traditional solid wood, guys. This is solid hardwood with beautiful finishings to it. Coming back into the hallway, I want to quickly highlight this beautiful flooring. Beautiful solid hardwood flooring done in a whitewashed oak effect, and it goes throughout the whole apartment, and you'll see that the continuity of this flooring is what ties in the whole apartment together, makes the whole space kind of flow really nicely. And moving on from that is the next mystery door, which is going to take us to our downstairs storeroom slash cloakroom. So as you can see, this is a really nice sized kind of cloakroom. I love the fact that it's quite a, you know, they've also considered this built-in storage as well with this J-pull handle. So that's kind of low-level storage. And then this is where your services, kind of mini services are. This is your consumer unit as well. And then guys, just imagine you have shelving here, and there's more than enough space for obviously coat hooks, bags, bike store as well. You could store your bike in here or a pram. And I like the fact that it just leads straight off the main hallway, and it's lit, so it's lovely, ready to go. And that is your cloakroom. Lovely. So we're back in the hallway. Let's look at the rest of the property. So the first room that I'm going to show you, actually, before I show you the rest of the room, there's so many things in this apartment that you're probably looking at that you want me to touch on. Let's just admire these stunning crystal style framed metal doors that lead to your own private courtyard. We'll touch on that in a second, but let's go into the first room on this floor. First room, as you can see, is this beautifully proportioned room here. Again, like I said, the flooring continues all the way through. You've got these 3 feature traditional windows with the archway, and they are kind of oversized by modern standards. But again, this links back to the history of this property. This is a type of window and the type of opening you would have seen in this type of period property. You have your high sills, well, actually, no, low sills compared to modern standards, which can function as a window seat if you wanted to. So they're very versatile. You've got that detail going across the whole property. Again, you've got the sill level here, which is great for storing or having decor. You can have a nice piece of artwork here. You've got the brick reveals as well, and these would have been originally windows which have been infilled with brickwork, done in that beautiful rough traditional brickwork, kind of iconic brickwork of the jewelleryquarter in Birmingham. And then you've got the third window, which they've actually left as a window, fully functionally opening window, but it's frosted for privacy. So this room can be used as a bedroom, and I would imagine that it would be fantastic for a bedroom. You've got double sockets on that side, so you have multiple options on how to actually put your furniture here. You could put your bed here if this was going to be used as a bedroom. Bed here, you'd have your curtains or voile drapes for kind of creating a sense of privacy. And then you'd have your TV point in that corner, and they've allowed a socket in that corner, so you'd have your TV there, and then you'd have your bed there. And you're probably thinking, why would this be a bed? Well, why would this be a bedroom? Well, I'll show you why that is. So, guys, this is actually a bathroom leading off this main space. Now, another thing I wanted to point on is you're going to notice these great, very thin threshold strips between the different materials. They've changed materials and flooring because now we're going from a kind of a dry area to a wet area, this bathroom. Also, before we move on, if you spot one of these, it's a thermostat, and that's because each room is individually controlled with underfloor heating. So right now, even though it's cold outside, it's so nice and cozy inside here. So let's keep moving. So in this potentially like your main bathroom of this floor, if this is a living room, or your ensuite, if that's a bedroom, that you've got your heated towel rail, and then you've got a shaver socket on the back wall. You've got this ledge which continues all the way across the entire room, and then you've got a double vanity here, which is really spacious. And then you've got the beautiful matte black, actually very, very dark grey fitting as well with soft closers. And then you've got your toilet there as well by Sano, which your white goods are by Sano. You've got wall-to-wall mirrors as well. And then you've got your shower valves outside actually, and that's also by the designer brand Sano. And I love that because this whole enclosure is a wet room. You don't have to go inside in order to turn on the shower. So let's have a look what's going on in here. So you step up into the shower, you've got this great threshold detail, and that beautiful tiling as well kind of is ramped downwards into the shower. So this whole enclosure is actually a wet room. You've got your recessed shower shelf there as well for toiletries and supplies, so you don't have to have them all kind of stacked on the floor. You've got a handheld device and then a rain head feature at the top, and of course an extract fan for this area, and it's brightly lit, so you're not going to feel like you're all enclosed and it's dark. And that is the main bathroom on this floor. Let's keep moving on to the rest of the rooms. Also, in this kind of property, I want to touch on the architraves and skirting details. You can see we've got slightly taller than your standard architraves there, with a very kind of simple pared down design. You've just got a kind of a bevel in the skirting, and you've also got that detail mirrored in the architraves. The doors themselves have this kind of they kind of lean back to the history of this property. They've got this kind of traditional style with the paneling going vertically on them, and then you've got your chrome handles for them, bringing it into that modern aesthetic. So this room flows back into this hallway which we were in before, and again this is the door that I was talking about earlier. So let's have a little peek into what this space is. So through this space you open these fabulous metal doors. The door on my right takes us into the services cupboards, or the plant room. That's where your underfloor heating manifolds and all the technical stuff. So if you did have someone come to do maintenance, they wouldn't have to go into your bedroom or anything. They come straight off the hallway into that space there. That's fantastic. This is fantastic kind of real estate to have an external courtyard. You can come here, you can definitely make this really cozy and lovely, have planting against the wall, and it's fantastic open space just off your main level. So with that being said, let's come back in and look at the rest of the space on this level, because there's more. Come with me and we'll see. So one thing I love is, one thing I love about this property is the little touches of history. Again, we've got these arched openings, windows, and then that's the window that we saw from the other room before. You've got them kind of side by side. You've got lots of light coming in, and then this door basically separates the hallway from the other wing of this property. So let's come in here. We've got another window there, so you're not going to be short of light. And this is the principal bedroom on this level. This room benefits from having a large frosted roof light on the top, flooding the space with light. Not that you had a problem, because the whole room has so much light and that windows as well. Your bed would probably sit against this wall here. You've got double sockets. And can you see the spacing of the socket? This is a king size suite. You know, you're going to have your large bed, and they've got sockets at kind of a bed level. So obviously when you're lying down, you can control the lighting in here. We've got gorgeous spotlights as well. And then one thing I love is they've brought through that architectural detailing through the archway into this space again. So you've got shelving here. So it's pretty much ready to go. You just have your TV on that shelving area, and then you can have books, artwork, medals, trophies, whatever you want to put on this area. So let's twist around and I'll show you. Again, we've got the thermostat. Like I said, this space is completely temperature control for underfloor heating. And then we've got another fabulous metal frame door in that kind of traditional factory style aesthetic, leading back to that courtyard of ours. You can see it's been beautifully tiled in this ceramic flooring, and then this is where your service is cupboard, like I said, and then you can peep at the architecture here. Again, this actual property is kind of a juxtaposition between modern and tradition. You can see the cladding there and the modern details against that brickwork and that rough brickwork of the jewellery quarter. So let's step back into inside and close that. It's just so quiet in here. Acoustics are top notch. Coming through to the other room. So leading off here, we've got a private ensuite bathroom. So this ensuite is lovely in proportion. You can already see the color scheme going on in here. You've got this bathtub with a shower over bath arrangement, and then you've got a recessed shelf. You've got this beautiful kind of teal blue. It's almost like a copper effect. Again, it's industrial but modern as well. You've got your shower valves on this wall over here, and everything is by Saneux, S-A-N-E-U-X, beautiful designer brand. You've got your shower bath filler over there, your handheld device, rain head, and spotlights to the ceiling. Again, behind me, you've got that generous sized vanity, and with the soft closing detail, this time in white. It's very generous in proportion and size. It's a soft closing detail. I love the fittings on this. It's very kind of non-complicated, very modern and sleek. And then you've got your shelving over here as well with a shaver socket, and then you've got a mirror that goes left to right, full, almost wall to wall. And then you've got every edging strip is this beautiful chrome detailing, and then the tiling is floor to ceiling throughout, and it just pops against the rest of the walls and adds a kind of a fantastic splash of color. And that's basically the ensuite. Before leaving this space, I did want to mention that they've also contrasted that teal blue wall tile with this beautiful pared down neutral flooring, and it's a large format tiles. You don't really see people using this size of tiling. They are almost 1 meter long by almost, well, 40 centimeters wide. So again, large format tiling, it takes more effort to put them in, but they've gone and done that. They've gone the extra mile with this bathroom. Oh, sorry, before I go out of this space, I also wanted to mention, you've got your towel rail, as you can expect. So let's keep going. Back in to this principal bedroom. And now we are back in your hallway. So let us look at the main feature of this area, and that is this gorgeous solid oak staircase. You can just admire the joinery, the actual carpentry that's gone into this. There is space underneath the staircase to create a moment. You have like a little zen area. I say that, I've said that before, but I have seen it. Essentially, you have like a little indoor rockery. It creates something to look at, a feature, and it's quite a nice moment to create and use the space that's around the staircase. So looking at this staircase, you can obviously see the handrails are all in that solid wood, and you've got the glass balustrading for safety as well. And then you've got open treads, so that lets the light flow through the space and through the staircase and makes it look not as heavy and dense. It makes it look a little bit lighter. So let's go up to the next level. And as you can see on the staircase, in the stairwell, you've got the windows again on the stairwell, and now we are at the first floor level. Again, you're going to notice the flooring's been carried out throughout the whole of this floor as well. And the first room you're going to notice right in front of you when you come up is this cleverly placed toilet. So it has been fitted with a two-piece suite. So you've got your sink and your toilet, because I believe this is kind of like a laundry room / toilet. You'd have your appliances there. And it's very convenient to actually have the appliances up here rather than downstairs, where most traditional homes have their washing machines and dryers, because, you know, obviously, let's say you're bedding and everything in your bedrooms, you want to just throw them in and then iron and then put them back out rather than having to carry them up and down the stairs. So you've got your worktop here. It can be whatever you want it to be. And then you've got your toilet in that corner. You've got a panel heater over there using central heating, and then you've got a window facing the rest of your property, and that window overlooks that internal courtyard that we saw earlier. Again, welcome to the jewellery quarter. You've just seen a glimpse of all that brickwork. That's part of the quirk that draws people to the jewellery quarter in Birmingham. It's that kind of traditional, rustic, raw factory industrial aesthetic. So coming into the next room, you can see here we've got a room which I believe is another fantastic bedroom. It's a square shaped room, and it gives you, there's actually multiple ways you can use this room. So you've got double sockets on that wall with another low level light socket there. So your bed, which could be a generous size, well, probably a super king size bed, would sit here. You'd have your bedside tables either side, and then you could have another option to have that arrangement over here, depending on whether you want to face the window this way or the entrance. And again, you've got the two windows facing the front. They've frosted the lower level for privacy, and they're both openable. These windows are actually a different style to the downstairs windows. I'm not sure if you caught them. They're still large, they're very, very big, you know, almost floor to ceiling, but they're more modern in character. And that is because we are now in the contemporary box that you saw earlier on in the introduction. So this contemporary box, obviously the lines are more modern, everything's a bit more what you're familiar with, and it contrasts beautifully with the traditional openings and sizes and proportions downstairs. So again, in this room, we've got this modern vertical radiator, and then leading off this main room, we've got our walk-in wardrobe area, which is fully fitted, ready for you to go. If you don't want any stress of having to do any of that fitting, it's ready for you. You've obviously got your clothes rails, your drawers there, and just ample storage for shoes and shelving, and it's a really nice size and leads directly onto your own private ensuite. So there's more bathrooms here. So in this ensuite, the first thing I wanted to point out is the shower enclosure over here. In the shower enclosure, I just want to point out the architectural detailing. You've got your recessed shelving, the valves as well. Again, throughout this whole property, everything is thoughtfully placed. The valves are placed as close to you as possible so that it makes for a more pleasurable experience of not having to go into the shower to turn on the shower. You've got these really cool glass glass blocks as well, letting lots of light into that shower enclosure, which makes it feel bigger and makes it a more enjoyable experience. And then now that we're in the main ensuite space, you're going to notice we've got a clear window facing, well, a clear roof window above the bathtub. Now, I don't know about you, but I love the fact that they've brought in natural light in the ways they can. Again, you've got the bathtub here. It's quite a large bathtub as well. And again, same white goods and sanitary wear by Sano, like you saw earlier. You've got your toilet here, your almost full height towel rail, and then you've got your generous size vanity with enough worktop space for products and toiletries. You've got a shaver socket, and just the details we saw earlier, they're all present here. You've got the beautiful flooring and the transition into the solid wood flooring again. And let's go on to the rest of the space. Again, as you're moving through here, you can just feel the light pouring through, and you're drawn into this space where you have to step up a few steps into the space that is fully vaulted. And this is the kind of the main attraction, isn't it, guys? This is your vaulted entertainment space. It is very, very good in proportion and size. I love the fact that it's rectangular in plan, so there is a process as you're flowing through the space. At the very back is the kitchen, but in the middle would be your dining table area, and right at the end where you are is where your TV would be, your living area and snug. The way the developer's done it is they've put the TV point there, so you'd have your TV against that wall mounted there or on a console, and then you'd have your L-shaped sofa or armchair cradling that corner, creates like a zone. You'd have your circulation space kind of going that way. So your circulation's all along that wall, and then in the middle, if you wanted, you could extend the size of the sofa, but in the middle, right where we are here, is like your dining area, and you can see the size of it. You probably get like a 6-seater or an 8-seater, depending on how you play between your dining and your living area. You've got your kitchen as well with the waterfall edge. You've got a kind of an overhang here, which already implies that this is where your diner is going to go there. A couple of bar stools, maybe 3 or 4, would mean that you'd have a kitchen breakfast bar here, and then you've got the rest of the kitchen of that space. Now, before we go into the details of the kitchen, let's just look at the space that we're working with. We've got these original beams, solid wood beams, showing the original kind of the trusses as well, and the structure of the roof, and that is kind of bringing back the traditional elements into the space. You've got this you've got the vaulted ceilings as well, which highlight the exposed beams, and then you've got the windows either side, giving you a dual aspect property within this kind of development, which is just rare, really. You've got light coming from that side and from this side, so you can just imagine you can enjoy sunlight from both, well, you can enjoy both morning light and evening light, and that's fantastic. You've got your traditional windows on this side. As you look out, you see the brickwork, and you can see the courtyard. You can see anybody approaching, visitors, etc., and the rest of the development, which is its own collection of bespoke properties. And then you've got on this side kind of views looking over your own private external spaces, which we will look at in a second. You've got a large panel radiator, horizontal one this time, and just the thought and attention to detail of the space is very, very high in terms of how everything's been finished very beautifully, very well done by the developer. So again, let's look at the kitchen space. You've got this beautiful, beautiful, kind of like a white quartz kind of effect worktop. It could be by Stern or another similar brand, but it's a high quality worktop in a very chunky profile, very, very thick, which shows obviously it's a high quality worktop. They've contrasted that beautifully with this very light grey high gloss cabinets, which you see throughout the kitchen. You've got an almost U-shaped kitchen, and I love the proportions of it because, again, like I said, there is that imaginary triangle you draw between your sink, your hob, and your oven to make accessing and using the space very easy to do. So let's go through the kitchen and what we've got here. So again, we've got our fridge freezer here as well, and this is by AEG. AEG in a 70-30 arrangement. You've got your integrated appliances by Bosch, which is going to be your oven, you know, the kind of your microwave oven, etc. You've got storage as well, and everything is on a soft closer. You've got storage as well, so spices and cups and cutlery and everything is considered. You've got ample storage underneath your electric hob. So the hob is electric. So I know with some people, they find that to be a bit of a compromise. But again, you know, it's a fantastic brand. It's a Bosch hob. We've got a cooker tap as well. So that's where you can get your instant hot water. And again, let me just show you the storage really quickly, just to show you how much storage there is. Because a lot of people do mention in the comments about not having enough storage. This one is a dishwasher, as you can see, by AEG, fully integrated, so you'd have no idea. And then again, look guys, it's already been considered your cutlery drawer, which you could, if you wanted to, is to upgrade this and split this into a dual layer. And again, you've got more storage there. All the appliances are brand new. Everything is being done to a high spec. You've got your extract fan done in a black as well, a high gloss black finish. Just there as well, it's a bit of a focal point. And my favorite bit is that right in front of your sink is a window looking over your private space. That window is not a stingy window as well. It's a large window like the rest of the property. So, I mean, that instantly makes me smile, because when you're washing up, you know, you have something to look at, and you can just imagine that space being brought to life. So I've talked enough about that space. Let's go outside and have a look at that space. So you do have to step up into the roof terrace, but in terms of proportion, it is fantastic. You've got a walk over roof light. This is the very roof light that we saw downstairs in the principal bedroom below. So it's fully structural glazing there, and it's kind of a dynamic feature, isn't it? It's completely frosted, so it's private, but also lets in so much light into that room below, and it's a nice quirky feature. We've got our glass balustrading here, so protecting you from the rest of the space, but also letting light, and it's basically making the space feel like it flows and making it continue across. You can admire the modern extension, as you can see there, your cladded box, your cladded grey architectural box against this brickwork, this navy blue industrial brickwork that you see in the jewelleryquarter in Birmingham. And then you've got your modern lights, and then these metal frame doors, as you can see from the other side, they just pair so beautifully with the rest of the property. You've got your white render there, and then all the architectural details. The flashing helps with the waterproofing. You've got an external tap as well, so this is going to be your barbecue area. You can just imagine, you have furniture here, guys. You have furniture here, a barbecue. These are your sockets as well. You can have hanging plants as well, or climbing plants against here. You can see where the windows were originally. You can still read that detailing in this space. So this is a fantastic bonus. Please comment below another property in this area that you've seen that has external space, parking, and its own roof terrace like this. Again, like I said, this roof terrace looks over that internal courtyard. So that's 2 external spaces. I would be interested to know if you find a development like this. So I think that pretty much looks at the external space. So let's come into here. And then again. So now we're back into the warm and cozy and quiet of the indoor space. So I think that pretty much covers the whole property, this whole kind of self-contained, modern meets traditional development in the jewelleryquarter. If you like what you saw, please give this video a like or a thumbs up, and most of all, comment and let us know if you saw something that we missed, or subscribe so that we can see you next time when our video comes up next week. All right, bye. Let's just close the door. Let's do that again, sorry. And that's the garage. Just can I pause that? Yeah. What is it? Do we know? Solid oak. Solid oak? Yeah. So as we're moving on, I want to go that way, not show the stair. Basically, development of Birmingham, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, apartment behind me. Welcome to... Okay, let's...